Welcome to Outdrive, folks. I'm your host, Cliff Callis, and each week I'm bringing you actionable marketing insights you can apply to reach, connect with, and convert rural American consumers. Outdrive is powered by Callis, a full-service advertising agency with a focus on marketing rural America. Callis offers a wide range of integrated marketing services, including website development, search engine marketing, social media, video, and digital. We develop strategic and creative campaigns to build your brand and your business, and you can learn more about us at ecallis.com. Now join me in the front seat as we head out on the road to success. Let's go. Hey folks, welcome to Outdrive. We've got another great story to share with you today about life and work in rural America. You know, through the process of interviewing people from all over the world for our podcast, I've had the opportunity to get to know a lot of really great marketers and really nice people. And I'm impressed time after time with the sheer number of talented people who work in our industry. One of those people is our guest today. Gunther Hartman is head of marketing and human resources at Zimmerman Manufacturing, LLC, a farm equipment manufacturer located in southern Iowa. Gunther never really thought about going into marketing, but when the opportunity came along, he jumped right in and hasn't looked back. Gunther is a natural, and he thinks about all the right things as he markets Zimmerman's unique product line. He thinks about empathy for not only the customer, but the customer's customer. Using a diverse, integrated approach to marketing. How sales and marketing should always work together for the common good. How it's important to try new things, and recognizing that change is going to happen. We had a really great conversation, and I invite you to stay tuned to learn more. Welcome to Outdrive, Gunther.
Well, hey, Cliff, thanks for having me.
I've been looking forward to meeting and visiting with you and finding out what everything that you've got going on right now. I know we were talking about being in an ice storm last night and this morning, and we're stuck wherever we're stuck in the middle of the Midwest, but we still have Zoom to talk about. But you know, focus of our podcast is marketing to rural America. So that's really where we want to spend the bulk of our time. But to get there, let's start by having you tell our audience just a little bit about yourself.
Well, absolutely. Cliff, my name's Gunther Hartman, obviously, 26 years old. Kind of an interesting way that I ended up in marketing. By trade, I'm actually an electrician, and we had kind of moved around with family and different life choices on what I wanted to do with my life, and ended up kind of coming into this marketing position as well as a side of HR. So definitely work with the people. Marketing just kind of stood out to me as the next step from going into electrical to I was electrical sales with Crossing Electric. And then I kind of transitioned into this from the sales position, and it's a very different type of world going from, customer based with the sales side of things to actually trying to go out and acquire those customers. So that's been a lot of fun, and that's kind of some background on me anyway.
And so is sales still a part of your job as marketing and HR?
So I don't take care of any of the sales other than acquiring and brand recognition. So, I mean, there is the sales aspect to that, but it's none of the one-on-one sales that I used to do.
So your efforts are all about generating new leads and opportunities for your salesmen?
Absolutely. Yes, sir. We have 2 outside salesmen. And so I work for Zimmerman Manufacturing currently. I should note that. We have 2 outside sales guys, and what their jobs are is to work with and talk and acquire new dealers for our company. As an OEM manufacturer, we work directly through dealers for all of our sales. So really, we don't do a whole lot of direct sales base. It's B2B more than B2C. So, and it's a very different, I'd say, landscape, even working B2B than it is. There's some B2C, but a lot of it does go through our dealer network and working with those guys.
So as a OEM, are you also producing a product with your own brand on it?
It is all of our own product. So
okay.
We manufacture all of our own equipment, full in-house, from our base tubing all the way to powder coat. We cut all our steel out with laser here. We do the full manufacturing process, and then it goes direct to dealers, and they sell it on their lots or however they have it set up. We have some smaller dealers. We have some larger dealers. Kind of depends on volume as far as that goes.
Okay. Well, and I want to get into talking about marketing, but tell us a little bit more about Zimmerman, the kind of products you have and where you do business, who you focus
Absolutely.
on, maybe from a target audience point of view.
Sure, sure. So we're located in southern Iowa, northeastern Missouri, smack dab on the border there, just south of Cantrell, Iowa. And so our target market is really broad as far as a marketing standpoint. As far as we're looking for young and older farmers, anyone looking to get into some of the new emerging markets, as far as some of the new agricultural ideas that are going around. So we manufacture manure injection, strip till. We have some more lines to kind of fill out our lineup, which also have a grassland injector for some of the lighter disturbance injection of manure as fertilizer. We do also have a side dress unit that we use for injecting your liquid fertilizer, and then always innovating new products as we go along to continue to fill out our lineup. As far as the marketing side of that, so we use southern Iowa, and the Midwest really is our target area, and our equipment sells worldwide. We've got a sale we're working on right now in Australia. That'll be pretty fun. We can get into that a little further on just how marketing is able to reach those markets that are a little further out that maybe you wouldn't think are within reach. A lot of your farmers in the heartland there, we work with those guys back and forth in the innovation. A lot of our marketing, our shows that we go to shows across the U.S. Trade shows are a big revenue creator for us. We've recently joined in on the social media and really pushed a lot of that, and have been able to see some good success with that as well.
Right. So you're located really in the heart of America, selling your products all over the world. I guess a website's a pretty important and fundamental part of your whole marketing program, right?
Absolutely. I do all the social media. I maintain our website, and you can find us Zimmerman Manufacturing, which would be zimmermanmfg.com. Check us out online, kind of look through some of our equipment lineup, and a lot of maintaining that website from a marketing standpoint is making sure it's clean, making sure it's efficient. As a customer, you don't want to get lost. You get on websites, you're looking for something in particular, you want to be able to find that right away. And we use, I can't remember the exact plug-in, but I believe it's Simply Orange or something like that. And so they track, and you can watch your customer experience, where are they getting hung up at on your website, where are they spending the most time. And then they have, of course, a lot of the A to B testing that you see nowadays. We we do A/B testing on posts. We do A/B testing with the website. And you have 2 or 3 different versions of your website. Check out, see which one's performing better, move forward with that one, tweak a few things, continue testing. You want that customer journey to be as seamless and effortless as possible.
No, I agree with you. And I like the way that you've talked sort of about marketing as an evolution, because I think that's one of the things that we strongly push and pitch to our clients, is that a marketing program should be always evolving, always getting better, hopefully, or trying new things. And, sometimes new things work and sometimes they don't, but you learn by doing those things. And then, hopefully circling the wagon and coming back full circle to initiating new programs.
Absolutely.
So just to make sure I understand the distribution channels that you're using, you manufacture all your own equipment and then you sell it to dealers, farm equipment dealers. So if I'm a farmer, I'm not coming to you necessarily to buy a piece of equipment. I'm going to my most popular farm equipment distributor or dealer, and that's where I'm finding the product.
So on our website, anybody who is interested, check that out. We do have a dealer locator map that we populate. You put your address in, or just check out your regional area. You can look on our map, see what dealer is going to be closest to you. We're always looking to add new dealers as well. If you're looking to become a part of the ZML family, we can definitely do that. Feel free. Customers were always urged to give us a call, and we're always a point of contact. Give us a call. We'll get you connected with a sales representative local to your area, or we'll get you in contact with, whoever's going to be closest to you, whatever's going to make the most sense. So the custom builds, the farmers will work directly with us and route commissions through the different, whoever the most local dealership is. So it just kind of depends. It's all situational for what we do have, but we do, urge, if you're interested, give us a call. We'll get you information on it. Or, if you have a local dealer, so a lot of the marketing that I do is reused by our local dealers. They'll have catalogs, they'll have our Facebook posts, they share, our email blasts, they'll reshare those out to their customers. What market you have as far as what customers you're at and what they're going to respond to best in your area. We put out the content and try to target as many as we can so we can help those dealers out. They're making money, we're making money, everybody's happy at that point. But that's kind of the tools that we try to give them to continue to succeed so that we can succeed as well.
Yeah. So what's your strategy on content that you're producing? What are you trying to do with it?
So with coming into Zimmerman's here, a big goal that I had was to improve like you said, the quality of content. It plays a bigger part than what you'd think. When you see some ads out and they've got, poor quality, and quality as in, the grade, what it looks like, what does it convey? What's the message? Is it clear? Do I leave looking at this and not know exactly what they're selling? What do you want to do? And so a lot of the marketing I've seen and a lot of the newer trend moving forward is very clear, very concise, this is what it is. Come visit us to get the rest of the information, because you don't want to bombard people. Billboard style is what I would call it. Is here it is, product, here's a picture of it. If you're interested in it, that target market is going to know what it is. They're going to be able to move forward with it, and being able to convey that message is huge. So, we got into having some drones. We're working on some more testimonials. That's really big. You don't really have Amazon 5-star reviews on large pieces of equipment that we produce. So you want to have some kind of point of reference from different farmers, somebody who might be more influential in their areas. We want to make sure that we get those reviews out. We go to a lot of trade shows, talk with larger companies, and those guys, you put your 2 cents in, you get your name out with them, you always get ideas flowing. So a lot of it too with the different qualities that we've had is more concise, more of it, and going and branching out, of course, with that more of it. So we have a little higher quality photos. We've updated a lot of the different equipment that we use. Slogans are good. You want it to be catchy, you want it to stick in someone's head. We went through a rebrand. You can kind of see the logo behind my head there. We've kind of modernized and streamlined, everything that we're kind of moving forward with, all the decals, all the equipment. You want it to be catchy. You want it to look good to a customer. And that's on the marketing side. We can put lipstick on whatever we want as long as it's got to perform, of course. But that's one thing I don't have to worry about. These guys make really quality equipment, and that's something that they drive in on the heart of things. So, we believe in the equipment, we believe in what we do here, and we're able to convey that to the customer and then have them try that out. We do some demos with customers as well. You can't really sit in the seat without sitting in the seat. So we do a lot of different field days as well, just to get that customer out and around the product to see what it can do. Is pretty huge.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you got a great handle on your marketing program, and I'm pretty impressed with the diversity of vehicles that you're using and integrated all together to attract new leads and new customers. You mentioned trade shows, which, are a big part of the marketing world, especially on the B2B side. For us in our business, this is trade show time. Seems like we could go to one every week if we wanted to. What's your trade show schedule look like? What shows are coming up in your world?
Oh my goodness. There again, I think we are at least one or two every week at this point. We've got a big one coming up in Louisville. There's a couple of different big farm expos coming up. One thing I do try to keep updated on our website, we have, our next top 5 shows that are coming up. I think we're pretty well stacked until March right now with our show schedule. But we do, like I said, we've got our 2 salesmen out there. The owners in this company, and one thing that I really do like about this company is the owners will stop by. They go to a lot of the different shows. We have a show in New York coming up. the show in Louisville coming up. We have Pork Show in Des Moines is coming up as well. I'm not sure if you guys are going to that one or not, but we do have that one coming up, and just all across the U.S. And you know that show circuit. Once you started, you're almost at the other end of the circle by the time you get done. It just year round. So, and we enjoy it. It's a fun time. We get to connect with customers. We get to brand awareness is huge. You may not generate your sales right away, but you say, oh, I saw them at that show and I got that paper. What the heck? What were they? And that's where that marketing really makes a difference. Was your logo clean? Did it stick with them? Did they know what it said? That's what you really want. You want to be the first person they see and the last person they see. So that way, when they get to that point that they want, to inquire about your product, they know exactly who to call or to go see or to look up on the website. So keep that customer journey just funneled right down to where you're at and help them out. So.
Yeah, that funnel is a great analogy because, so much funnels through from just bringing people into the top, and it's a numbers game, right? So the more you get in there, the better you're going to spit out the other end, and then working them down through, as you described, the customer journey. So are you the guy that goes and gets the booth all set up and then the sales guys walk in and kind of run the show, or do you have a hybrid role? Or
thankfully our sales guys are, they're mostly all remote. They do come in, we touch base here and there, but no, I don't have to set the shows up. We do have an acquisition guy. He is the lead sales guy. So he takes care of all of setting up what shows we've got. They've been going to about the same shows for years now. They know which ones work. They know which ones don't. We have a few of them that weren't performing like we'd like to see, where we were able to drop a couple of shows and pick up some of the real estate in a few other shows. Sometimes that booth size really does make a difference. You're able to bring your whole lineup of equipment with you, or, some of the other shows you can scale back on, hey, this one I didn't have the turnout that I wanted to last year. Let's scale that booth size down, or let's cut that show and put more efforts into a bigger show. And, there again, it's almost like an A to B test, but year over year, which one were we netting the best out of? You don't always want to drop every show you've got, but see which ones are performing best for you. And then maybe come back to another show, in a couple of years if it's doing better, it seems like. So,
yeah, well, that's a good way to look at that. And it seems like that your sales and marketing people, you and your sales guys, have a really good working relationship of you supporting what it is that they're doing.
I think that is about as key as you can get there. We push communication really hard here. Whether it's communicating something bad or something good, you got to know it, and for them, they should know what the right hand's doing and I should know what the left hand's doing. Sales and marketing should work hand in hand 100%. They should know what kind of campaigns I'm working on. I should know where they're going to be at. We try to make sure that when they're in their sales booths, they'll send me pictures of it. I'll make sure that I promote what I can of it. We try to drive more individuals. We'll do some targeted ads in those areas for those shows. Hey, if you're going to be in the area, here's our booth. Here's a booth number. Check us out. If you can't make it there, find us on the website. We'll go through that. And it can kind of help drive some of that curiosity and drive some of those sales. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but, months down the road. Oh, I saw that they're at that show. Couldn't make it to the show, but I did see that they're going there. So they must be something. And they'll give us a call and kind of inquire about what we do.
So in looking at all the different things that you're doing, what do you think's working best right now?
So, with marketing, and like you had said, it's hybrid. You have to have your fingers in about as much as you can. We've generated a sale from YouTube. We've generated a lot of sales from trade shows. I would say that is at least 60% of our main income is from physical, being there, seeing it, word of mouth. And then we've really hit social media pretty hard in the last year here. We had Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, every one of them I maintain, and we try to keep them as consistent as on brand. That's a really big thing to me, is making sure everything is consistent when you go to one platform to the other. So a lot of that takes a lot of time, but you want it to be clean. You want it to be consistent, and getting that quality content that we had talked about earlier on those channels so that, those customers, potential customers, can see all the way across the board. They see us in person. We have a clean, consistent booth. Our salesmen are knowledgeable. They know what's going on. You have a question, they're able to answer it. They talk to us over the phone. We have knowledgeable staff ready to help you. You get on our website. You should be able to, if you're looking for something, you get on our website, you're able to find that right away and find what you're looking for. And if you're not, we're there to help get that decision made. So,
well, I like how you just keep adding new things to your mix. And you mentioned TikTok, and, TikTok has different levels of appeal to different kinds of people, right? But I'm interested in the results that you've gotten from TikTok, or maybe just what you're trying to achieve with it.
Right. And so TikTok isn't necessarily to drive the sales. It is, but it isn't. It's really more for brand recognition in my eyes. To me, we're able to put together some fun aerial shots. I get to play with the drone a little bit. When guys are running equipment, I'll go out, get some neat shots, put that together on TikTok. We put our name out there. Sometimes, you'll have guys that are inquiring. We have it all linked on our website. They're able to see that we have the full plethora. Oh, well, what are they doing on here? Get to show off some of our equipment in action. And we also use TikTok for our reels, which is Facebook, Instagram. Your short form video is, it's everything everybody's talking about as far as marketing is concerned. And if you're able to make something that's eye-catching, you're able to make something that is going to drive sales, essentially, because, those younger generations, even some of the older generation too, they're getting on there, they're seeing videos, they say, oh, well, that's a cool aerial shot of a sunset and a piece of equipment. What is that? Click on that, say, oh, that's pretty neat, or that's a good looking tractor. And, you're able to pick and piece together something to put that together in their head. You plant that seed of, oh, wow, that looked pretty good. And, oh, well, who are they? And then they follow that link. It's easy. It's simple. You click right on it. By golly, you're on the website. And before you know it, you're making a phone call to kind of see what we can do for you. And so that's the heart of that short form video and being able to utilize that. In my mind, we put together some longer videos for YouTube and for Facebook and Instagram as well, but just to kind of show who we are. We have some different instructional videos we're working on. We use those instead of having to produce an actual DVD or CD to go along with the equipment for starting it up and how to run it and different troubleshooting guides. You put it online, then you can access it wherever you're at. You've got it on your phone. You've got it, your laptop with you. You're ready to go. It's easily accessible. You can troubleshoot your equipment right away, easy stuff like that. Get to know the equipment a little bit before you buy it as well. You're able to kind of check out a little bit about what each piece does and what's going to fit you better, so you're more informed when you do make that phone call.
Are you doing all this yourself, or do you have some people that support you?
Well, so right now I just kind of wear different hats. We are growing as we go, but it definitely keeps me going. I'll turn my hat this way and I'm HR, I hat the other way and I'm filming. And so it keeps you running. I honestly couldn't ask for anything more. It's just been a blast being able to be a part of just growing and cultivating that experience for customers, working with the website. To me, marketing is, if I was that farmer that was looking for a piece of equipment, how would I want that to go? I'm lazy. We as individuals and customers, we're lazy. We want it to be fed to us as simple as possible. And, if you really think about it, you don't want to say it, no, I'm not. No, yes, you are. You want it to be simple. You want it to be easy. And that's what I try to do, as easy as possible. I want it to look good. You want it to be simple, catches your eye, you click on it, and it knows right what you want to do. So we use AI quite a bit in some of the different wording and integrating into customer journey funnels. That makes a heck of a lot of help for especially just me running around. But it's a growing thing. If you're not integrating AI in some way, shape, or form, you will be passed. Almost guaranteed at this point. It really does help you see parts of the marketing journey that you're not able to maybe 100% see, or you're able to track a lot more. So we use it on the website, tracks a lot of the customer journey, where they're at, where are some places they were hung up at. It'll monitor on the website. So when you have a customer or a couple of customers that are being hung up, You can get an alert that says, hey, we had a couple customers that seemed like their mouse hovered around this area for extended periods of time. Here are the snippets. You know, you can have those live, you can watch on the website, you know, what that customer was doing. And it's able to really help me with workflow so that I'm able to be as efficient as possible. It's something I have to work on every day, but it is pretty neat to be able to just wear all those hats and be a part of it every day. So
Well, you know, the other folks we work with in marketing, whether they are with our clients or in our agency, they love the diversity because marketing is so broad. And, you know, there are specialists, right, that may only do social media or they may only build websites. But I like integrating everything together and the diversity of different things that you can do with your marketing. You made a really great point earlier when you were talking about, and I can't remember the exact words, but sort of getting into the head of the farmers to understand, you know, how they want to consume their media and how they want to get their messaging. And, you know, that empathy is so important to a marketer. You've got to be able to understand not only your customer, but your customer's customer to be able to speak their language and give it to them at a time and a place that they want to get it. Because ultimately, you got to be where they are, wherever they are. If they're on TikTok, you got to give it to them. If they're on Facebook or whatever. So I really like the insight that you mentioned about that. And I agree. I think, you know, if you're not using AI in your marketing today, you are going to get left behind. And, you know, it's come on really quickly. It's changing really fast. I read an article over the weekend just about a lot of different use cases for AI in marketing. And it is amazing what you can do with it. So I'm glad that you mentioned that as well. You obviously love what you're doing. I can tell that. What do you like best about marketing?
well, you know, and I'm pretty fresh into it myself, just about a year into marketing for Zimmerman's here. And it's just been a whirlwind, all ups and downs and fun all the way around. These guys create and have a very fun and open culture as far as business is concerned. So that makes it awesome. I mean, in marketing, if you're somebody who likes the same thing every day, you know, there are jobs out there for it, especially with my position. I have something new to look at, a new problem, a new challenge to tackle every single day. And, you know, we mentioned change a lot in this podcast here. And it is, you know, if you're not changing with it, you know, you've got to be constantly evolving and thinking of the future. And then when that doesn't happen, you're able to adapt and shift and change gears and go to a different gear. And that's just super cool about marketing, you know, when you're out there getting photos and being a part of it, you know, right there in person, and then putting it all together and kind of seeing how it looks. Boy, it just, you get instant satisfaction out of that work and that progress that you put into it, or getting that phone call of, hey, you know, I saw this thing on Facebook, or, you know, saw your ad in this newspaper or this magazine, this farm magazine, you know, it caught my eye. I thought it was cool. Can you tell me about your product? And you're able to kind of talk with that customer and hear just a happy customer from whether or not they move forward with it. They tell their friends, you know, you're able to really get that satisfaction out of it. It makes you pretty happy at the end of the day, and keeps your mind moving. I think if I were to slow down any, I don't know if I'd be able to take it. So
I agree with you. I think producing a quality product and then seeing the results of that is very gratifying. You know, this is my research sector of the podcast, but, you know, as a guy in his 20s living on the Missouri-Iowa border, how do advertisers communicate best with you as a consumer? How are you consuming your information?
So I had kind of touched on that a bit earlier too. You know, for me, obviously very busy lifestyle. I live in Packwood, Iowa, so I'm right between Fairfield and Ottumwa, Iowa there. So I kind of fit in that farming category. You know, you hear marketers talk about the customer avatar. Who is your ideal customer? And when you get into marketing, you really get to see that shine through. You say, okay, you know, these targeted ads are coming to me. And that's a lot of what you see. It's on the phone. As a marketer, where can you hit that customer every day and not miss? And it's in their pocket. It's as soon as they open their phone, you know, get on whatever it is they're getting on, whether it's a website to buy parts. They have ads up in the corners, right on the top, or a pop-up ad, or, you know, you want to click on an article about, you know, for me, I have a lot of old rusty Chevy trucks. So I'll, I'll be looking for parts and then boom, something pops up. Hey, you need these parts. And so I'll say, wow, what's this company about? What do they make? What are their values? How do they produce their products? And so, I mean, to me, it is moving more and more to a digital era. Every day you see more and new innovative ways for digital, but I think that there really is a case for physical, because to me, it's just as easy to swipe away from that ad as it is to get back to what I was doing versus driving down the road. You see a billboard, you say, oh, that's kind of neat looking. What is that? What's that company do? Or I enjoy my juicy hamburgers and I see a McDonald's ad, or I see some new barbecue restaurant. By golly, I'm interested. And I generally look out, what is this, Judd's Barbecue or something? That's a good way. I think that physical media still has a good place in a lot of places, depending on what you're doing. Of course, if you are an online based place, you're probably not going to have as much physical ad. But for me, a lot of it, billboards, magazines, there's still TV, podcasts, pretty huge. I listen to a couple different ones. Outdrive now, of course, but
of course, thank you.
And then, YouTube is a big one. We see a lot of different ads on there, especially if you go along with the targeted ads. Some people like them, some people don't. But to me, that is the most media that I consume. They're like marketing. It's very broad. It's what you're doing, what you're looking for.
Yeah. We'll kind of talk a little bit about your lifestyle. Guy in his 20s, living in Iowa, probably work a lot. What else do you like to do?
I'll tell you, I'll run you through a typical day and why I do live where I live. So I was raised, Tumwa. I went to school there at Tumwa High. I lived out in the country there, just out. Anybody who lives in that area would know Monkey Mountain, lived at the base of that. And so grew up very Midwestern, I'd say, steak and potatoes type deal. And I love living in the country. Right now, I live in the absolute middle of nowhere. I don't have a neighbor for miles in either direction, but it's quiet. I have a daughter, 3-year-old daughter, just turned 3 the 16th. So she's a Spitfire and keeps me running around. We are Pekin Panthers, so we live right out by Pekin there. And I wanted my kids to be able to live and grow in a community that was safe. Everyone knows everybody there. The Midwest really is, everyone's looking out for everybody else. You're stuck on the side of the road. I can guarantee you 10 people are going to stop and ask and see how you're doing, if you're all right. So that was a big thing. There's a lot of places you can live in this world. And, there's a lot of places I had visited, and something about the Midwest, if you're somebody who likes change. We were speaking about the weather earlier. Here we are. Last week it was in the negatives, and now we're sitting around 30-something degrees and raining. And so there's lots of good change. There's a lot to be said about just an ever-changing environment. It's a lot of fun. You get to play in the snow, and just by the time you're tired of the snow, by golly, spring's coming along, and you get a nice warm up. You get to play in the mud with the kids. And I like power sports quite a bit. So 4-wheelers and dirt bikes. I was raised on doing that, tractors. And so, you get to play in it. You get to just enjoy the ever-changing environments. The summer starts to get real hot and you're tired of that. And here's fall, and it actually changes. Sunny and 75 is awesome. There are days I do wish I lived in Florida or California, but then the people really is what keeps you around. You're having a bad time or you're hard on your luck, a neighbor will be by with a pecan pie and conversation to get you back in the right headspace. All that, you can't ask for more out of the Midwest.
Yeah, I agree with you. We got it pretty good, don't we?
I'd say so.
Well, Gunther, I really enjoyed visiting with you today and getting to know a little bit about you and Zimmerman Manufacturing. Looking at it from an outsider's point of view, I think you're doing a great job of a very diverse marketing program that supports a sales program, and that's really what it's all about. As we wrap up here today, what else would you like to share with our audience that they might find interesting or maybe even inspirational?
So one thing that I use a lot is, inspirational speakers or people who are speaking about getting in the right headspace. And for me, one of those guys is Jim Rohn. And there's a quote from him, and it really fits with what we've been talking about change. His quote is, "For things to change, you must change." Very simple, really if you boil it down, he's got a lot of different quotes that I resonate with, but that one stuck with me quite a bit. I have it stuck next to my desk there just to remind me as things are changing, or if you are wanting something to change, well, you can't expect it to just change on its own. You've got to change the way you look at things. You got to change your lifestyle, really any facet of it. If you're having something that's not going right, you got to change those things. You see that in those A to B tests. You're always looking, what can I change to have a better customer journey? What can I change to be a better marketer, a better listener, a better HR? What can I change to be, a better father, a better husband? There's things throughout your life that if you're constantly monitoring those, or at least checking in on them once in a while, you're able to keep your baseline where it needs to be.
That is great insight. I appreciate you sharing that with our audience.
Absolutely.
Well, Gunther, I've enjoyed visiting with you, and I wish you and Zimmerman all the best wishes in the world. Thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you, Cliff. I've had a great time talking with you, and same to your listeners.
I look forward to meeting you one of these days. Hey, folks, thanks for listening to OutDrive. I hope you've enjoyed our visit today with Gunther Hartman with Zimmerman Manufacturing. Come back again next week, and I'll take you down the roads of rural America, where it's heaven on earth.
Thanks for taking a ride with us on OutDrive. This episode is complete, so head on over to eCallis.com for more insight you can apply to help drive your business growth. And be sure to sign up for our free monthly e-letter, OutThink, for even more helpful content about marketing to rural America. Have a great day and keep on driving.